So you can see here the shore power cable is disconnected. Air conditioner is running. And I got a fine mess in here, but I can start cleaning it up because as you can see here, my little wireless monitor says 64 amps. And my state of charge is actually increasing because I've got about 1250 watts coming in. This is my battery voltage. It's holding at around 4 volts per cell, and this current draw is doing a nice job of balancing them. They were off by a little bit earlier, but now it looks like we're down to somewhere around a few hundredths of a volt of imbalance. So, oh, got my finger in the way. So this is the charge enable relay. I need to mount that someplace. These two are contactors coming in from the Tesla battery. These big wires here coming up through the floor come from my Tesla. I got 2 modules of a Tesla battery, about 11.2 kilowatt hours. That silver box there is the controller. It's not the box it came in. The standard box included the contactors on the inside, and I needed a different way of handling it. So that little metal box there with a big heavy 110 volt plug in it is running to my breaker box. This is just a Raspberry Pi and a touchscreen running cool term. Looking at it's connected to this. I'll put my finger in the way again. Connected to this USB cable running here into the back of the Raspberry Pi. This is the monitor for the inverter, and of course all these things wind up getting mounted someplace. I'm not sure where. And that wireless. This is also a Raspberry Pi with a touch screen running EVTV software that connects it wirelessly to this ESP32 powered battery management system. You can see my cell levels are pretty well matched. My low cell right now is 399, high cell's 4015. So, 15 hundredths of a volt difference, roughly. I've got a pretty good draw going on here. It's 64 amps of power. Full charge. I cut off charge at 4.15 volts. So that's my full charge. I can come up here. Here's my oven. Turn the oven on, and my discharge rate goes up to 140 amps. Still holdable, but I will definitely start losing power at that level. That's somewhere in the neighborhood of, let's see, 2,000 watts. A little more than that. So I'm not actually cooking anything, so I'm going to turn that back off again. The air conditioner alone, plus the wall outlets and so on, are running about 64 amps. 64 amps at 24 volts is roughly 120 1200, 1300 kilowatts. And I just looked at my solar panel readouts outside, and I'm making about 1250 with the sun not quite directly overhead. So I can start putting all this stuff together now. It's this is taking a hell of a lot longer than I anticipated. This little job here, this is two DC to DC converters, so I can have 12 volt output, 24 volts in. The refrigerator right now is running on 110. It's a trivial draw. I've also got, it's an AC/DC. There's a little AC converter inside that puts out 24 volts DC. Tiny little power supply, because this thing uses almost no power. Very efficient. So anyway, everything's working. I'm pretty happy, and I'm going to go wing foil, and then I'll come back and clean up this mess.